What's up, guys? Spec Ops 614 here with the Achievement Hunter community, and you're watching another episode of The Five. This episode is on Doom. Now, before we get started with the facts, here's a new segment called The Background. Doom was a first-person shooter originally developed and published by id Software. It was released on December 10th, 1993, and it was a massive success. No other game at that time could beat its art style, its ridiculously good multiplayer, its level design, its in-game engine, and its accessibility to modders. In fact, it is estimated that over 10 million people played the game within the first 2 years of its release. That being said, let's take a look at the facts. Fact number 1. Throughout the whole game, your Space Marine scowls and looks angry and bleeds and smiles when he gets a big gun. But the one thing that you never see in the status facial expression bar is the shocked look. That's because of a bug in the game, which makes it rarely to never being seen. I speak good English. Fact number 2. My god, I gotta stay on track. Fact number 2. This game uses sound effects from the Sound Ideas General Series sound effects library. Now, why am I telling you this? Well, it's an open source library, which means that a lot of the gameplay elements and sound effects were also heard in various movies and TV shows around the same time period. Speaking of time, let's talk about timing. The 90s were pretty bad for video games, especially violent ones. There were a lot of Senate hearings about bad video game violence. Doom came out one day after a very important US Senate video game violence meeting, or hearing rather, and that's just lovely. What good timing. Moving on to fact number 4, there's an item in the game called the Soul Sphere. Now originally, during the development, this was supposed to give you extra lives when you picked it up. Unfortunately, the whole lives system was dropped from Doom completely, as you probably already know if you've played it. 10 million people. Hey, plug in the other facts. And if you wanted to know what it looked like, it's that blue thing right there. Moving on to the last fact. The term deathmatch was coined by John Romero while he was making Doom's multiplayer with other id team member John Carmack. Now, although this might be disputed, it is definitely one of the first uses of the term deathmatch, and it spawned a lot of Doom clones, which is something that you can probably pick out based on the art style of later games. Anyway, those were all the facts. Thank you so much for watching, and check back at achievementhunter.com for more.